A long time ago, back in high school, I decided I'd walk home from school one day. Now, at the time, I only lived about 3 miles away from my school, so I thought, how bad could it be? I would later come to regret that decision. So the bell rings, and as everybody's walking to the bus ramp, I'm walking past the bus. And my friends are like, yo, why aren't you riding the bus? And I'm like, because I want to walk. And they're like, the fuck, dude, are you stupid? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm the Rube Goldberg of dumbasses. There were two major roads that the bus took to get to my neighborhood. There's Highway 96, which is where the school was. Then there's Lake Joy Road, which is the majority of that 3 miles. So I'm walking down 96, and I'm already realizing that I've made a mistake. Like when you post your opinions on Facebook. Oh shit, can't take that back. The bus was already gone, there's no turning back. Then boy was I already done with this shit. 5 minutes into this walk and I already wanted to KMS. I was eager to throw myself into traffic like it was a competitive sport. Let's fast forward a little bit because a story about a walk home is only about as interesting as you can make it. Finally, I get to Lake Joy Road. In fact, in this part of the story, I'm halfway down Lake Joy Road. This is where it gets interesting. If you're thinking by now that I found a hooker willing to have sex with an underage teenager, you're definitely fucked in the head. Especially because I wasn't until months later. Kidding about heroin from a toothless hobo. I'm getting off track. So as I was saying, as I said before, I'm halfway down the road and I come across this neighborhood called Kensington. Little known fact is that if you know Kensington well enough, you can get to my neighborhood through it. I didn't know Kensington from a cow in the road, but I said fuck it, and I went in. Now I'm not talking about the hooker. So I was walking through Kensington and I'm trying to get a feel of where to go. Basically, my logic was walk in the direction of my neighborhood to find it. I mean, it sounded good at the time, but looking back on it, no. So I walked in the direction of my neighborhood, and I start seeing less houses and no houses. Yeah, as it turns out, Kensington was unfinished. I decided to walk through an incomplete neighborhood. Needless to say, I ended up in the woods. No pun there, I was literally in the fucking woods. It wasn't just like little patches of trees. It was like a fucking forest. So I'm walking through this forest of trees for fucking hours, dude. Until somehow I end up in this guy's backyard in the middle of nowhere. Seriously, the only house for miles. I thought he was in his backyard, so I walked up to him and I said, I've traveled this land for days, and I lost my sense of direction. Which way is east? I'm kidding, but I did talk to him and I was like, excuse me, sir. Can you tell me where I am? I've been doing acid in the woods and I got all disoriented. I followed up and I asked him if he could point me in the direction of Stafford. That was my neighborhood. He kindly told me which direction it was in and sent me on my way. Several more minutes of walking and finally I see roads, cars, familiar houses. It was my fucking neighborhood and I was ecstatic. My mind made a choice to run towards my neighborhood, but I noticed my legs weren't moving. Well, that's because I was stuck in the ground. I came out in a construction site and I was sinking in red clay. From my feet to about 3 or 4 inches from my knees was submerged in red clay. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse. I was wearing one of my favorite pairs of pants. God damn it. So I dug myself out of the ground and finished my journey home, and luckily it didn't start raining until after I got in the house. As soon as I got in, I took my pants off and dropped them in the laundry room. I never saw those pants again. That's it for this story, guys. And remember, if you dig it, hit that like button. If you're feeling dirty, smack that like button. If you want to see more of these lovely pieces of media on the internet, drop me a sub. If you want to start a conversation, hit up the discussion tab on my homepage. And as always, I'm open on all social media, so if you want to add me or follow me, my info is in the description. That all said, guys, thank you and stay sexy. No, seriously, guys, about that hooker, that was just a one-time thing.